Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Robbie Vino and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We're talking Big Ten football here. The Michigan Wolverines and the Penn State Nittany Lions. We got Michigan minus 2.5-point favorites here, Robbie. 58 the total. Somebody had to be favored, and it's Jim Harbaugh's group here, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm sure these are not two teams that people are, running to the window and unloading their wallets willingly. True, but somebody's got to cover the game, right? And it's got to go. Well, I guess 58 it could push, but somebody might go over or under. With these two, the years they've had, who knows? I think we got to start, guys, with the quarterback situations here. Michigan reaches last week into their backup. They pull out Cade McNamara. Sophomore goes crazy, 27 of 36, 260 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions, and pulls Michigan out of a fire, that would have been a Rutgers loss. 48-42 in overtime. They barely get by. Again, we got to be a little bit fair to Michigan. I've noted the last couple of weeks that they've played without both their star defensive ends. Aiden Hutchinson gone for the year. Kwity Paye's been out for 2 weeks. Played without both their starting offensive tackles. Add to it last week, guys. They played without their starting center. So 3/5 of their starting offensive line were gone in that game. But McNamara did save the day, and it looks like McNamara gets the start here over Joe Milton in this game. Now, Penn State's already been through this a week earlier. They had to pull their starting quarterback, Sean Clifford. Will Levis, the backup, gives them a breath of life offensively. They start him last week. They yank him because they're down 31-7. Fourth quarter, bring back Sean Clifford, and he throws a couple of TDs and brings Penn State back. Now, it depends how you want to look at that. 31-7. Did Iowa quit defensively and Clifford just got a couple of garbage touchdowns? I don't know, but case is James Franklin won't tell us who's going to start this week out of those two guys. So we'll see. I do think you'll see McNamara. I don't know who you'll see for Penn State. I think if you just want to zero in on the problems for both of these teams, if you're looking at Michigan, the problem's the defense. Last 4 games, 449 yards allowed to Michigan State, 460 yards allowed to Indiana, 468 yards allowed to Wisconsin, 486 yards and 35 points allowed to Rutgers. So defensively, they've just been poor, especially against the pass. We'll see if Penn State can capitalize on that. For Penn State, it's just been a lack of offensive efficiency. They've been terrible in some games in the red zone. Overall continuity hasn't been great. Turnovers have been a problem. But, you can zero in on a couple of these games, guys. Against Nebraska, they have 3 trips inside the Nebraska 10-yard line in the first 3 quarters. Settle for a field goal every single time because their red zone offense is lousy. Same game, they're down 30-23. They have 2 first-and-goal situations in the last 4 minutes. Can't score on either of them. Again, lousy red zone. Then last week against Iowa, 28 of the 41 points Iowa scores are off of Penn State turnovers. One got returned an interception for 71 yards and a touchdown. Overall, their defense has not been as bad as Michigan. And in some spots, Penn State has played pretty well. I mean, they outgained Indiana by like 260 yards in that first game, and we see what Indiana's turned out to be. I think if I had to, guys, I would take Penn State plus the points, but it's not something I'm rushing to get to. You would think that at 58 and in pretty good weather in Ann Arbor, Michigan on Saturday, that over 58 would be worth a look as well.
Good stuff, Robbie. And throw it over to you, Tony Finn. Anything in conclusion here, Michigan, Penn State?
Well, I can't believe that we're wasting film or tape on this particular game, to be honest with you. But the funny thing is that Rob had a fairly strong opinion on this game. So I must counter with at least a strong opinion and be contrary, right? So we can make it at least interesting. First off, it's as curious a game as there comes. I mean, did we ever think that it could have gotten worse for Jim Harbaugh than it's been? Well, guess what? 3 straight conference losses. Never had that happen in Harbaugh's tenure. In fact, it's been 100 years, I think, since I can remember, since Michigan's lost 3 straight conference games. And in truth, they were bailed out in Rutgers. And Rob's right. Listen, here's what I'm going to go with this and make it short because I don't think I can add too much more than Rob outlined for this game. Very nicely done. McNamara seems to be the answer. And how could we say this in such a short period of time? Easy answer. It can't be worse. It cannot be worse. 27 and 36 passing, 4 touchdowns. Not bad for a guy, some cold, left-hander who's Irish, I'm assuming, off the bench and does what he did. But the Wolverines' defense has been bad. This may be the perfect situation for Michigan, considering how Penn State struggled to do everything offensively, except for even when they did something offensively, even when it was successful, as Rob mentioned, they failed miserably against Indiana. The Wolverines right now, and I'm gonna probably throw up a little bit in my mouth after I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They seem to be the more reliable team, in my opinion. And from just the last quarter of these last 2 games, the Wolverines appear much more reliable, especially with McNamara at quarterback now, and Harbaugh's won 4 or 5 against Franklin. And let me tell you one last thing: if there's a guy in college football that I trust to back in a football game, it's always been Franklin. This guy likes to cover. Don't make any mistake about it. If you have any questions about Penn State in the past, are they going to cover that big number? What are they going to do if they're down? They're going to basically take too many gambles to ruin my cover? Count on Franklin. And the fact that they're 0-5 for the first time in a million years, I'll take Michigan. I'll go against Rob Sawbucks. Rob, 5 Sawbucks.
How about it, guys? All right, good stuff from both Tony Finn and Rob Vino. Check them both out at WagerTalk.com. And guys, you see the scroll at the bottom there. We got a huge Black Friday special, $1,000 off 1 year, all access pass using the coupon code BF999. So check that out at both WagerTalk and SportsMemo.com.
Everyone at WagerTalk would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. With a full day of football on Thanksgiving, football all day Black Friday, plus a normal Saturday, Sunday, and Monday slate of games, we have a special Turkey Day offer for you. Football for the rest of November through Monday, November 30th for only $69 for this entire week of football. There is no limit to the number of handicappers you can buy during this Thanksgiving special. Pay only $69, save money, get your winners in a quick, convenient fashion, and have a great Thanksgiving weekend.